So I thought the whole Galaxy Z Fold 8 Wide idea was unnecessary until someone actually built one, and now I'm convinced this is the fold people actually want. Let me explain. What's up, guys? Mr. Fanova here. So, a Korean YouTuber named Techmong built a Z Fold 8 Wide completely from scratch using real hardware components, including the hinge from the Fold 7, an actual aluminum frame, and more, to the point where it genuinely looks like something Samsung themselves could have announced it unpacked. Sure, it's not a functional unit, but I'll leave his video linked below because it's worth watching. But man, this thing looks incredible. It's one thing seeing renders online, but watching the phone physically exist, even as a dummy unit, changes everything. The proportions instantly make more sense, usability looks way better, and for the first time the wide idea stops feeling like a gimmick. Honestly, because of how wide it is, I thought one-handed usability on the cover screen would be terrible, but as you can see, it actually looks completely manageable. Techmong even built the iPhone Fold concept and compared them side by side, and the iPhone Fold is slightly wider, while the Z Fold 8 Wide is a bit taller. But compared to the regular Z Fold 8, the wide model just has proportions that feel more natural. Now imagine Samsung somehow managed to squeeze in a third telephoto camera too. At that point, the Z Fold 8 Wide could honestly end up being more popular than the standard Fold. Right now though, the regular Z Fold 8 still sits above the wide model in terms of features and pricing. Speaking of cameras, we already knew both Z Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Wide were getting an upgraded 50-megapixel ultra-wide. Initially, people assumed it's the same sensor from the S26 Ultra. Apparently, it's not. According to Ice Universe, this is actually the next generation ultra-wide camera planned for the S27 Ultra. But Samsung is debuting it first on the Fold lineup. We still don't know the exact specs, but the resolution is expected to stay the same at 50 megapixels. Most likely, the improvements come from a newer and larger sensor, which honestly matters way more than just chasing megapixel numbers. Next up, Samsung basically leaked the Z Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Wide themselves. These images were discovered inside One UI 9, although at this point there aren't really many surprises left. We already know what these devices look like. Now, if we're excited about Samsung making a wider Fold 8, then this gets even more interesting. Samsung is apparently also exploring a wide version of the Trifold. Basically, imagine the cover display of the Z Fold 8 Wide unfolding into an absurdly massive main screen. If the Trifold was an extension of the Fold 7 philosophy, then this would basically be the evolution of the Fold 8 Wide. That said, this is just a patent at the moment, and patents don't guarantee anything. Companies file hundreds of them constantly, and most never become real products. But honestly, I think Samsung is waiting to see how successful the Fold 8 Wide becomes first. If demand is there, then it's probably not a matter of if we see a wide trifold, but when. Now, here's something interesting. Google is teasing what they're calling the biggest Android update ever on May 12th, and they showed an Android mascot pulling a light switch while turning into this glossy, glass-like material. Naturally, people immediately started panicking that Android 17 is about to copy Apple's liquid glass design language. But let me save you the stress right now. That's not happening. Google employees have already clarified that a liquid glass redesign isn't coming, and even Ice Universe says the One UI 9 won't adopt that style either. Instead, Samsung is apparently sticking with a more frosted glass approach, similar to what we already have now, which honestly is the smarter decision, because liquid glass sounds futuristic until you actually have to use it every single day. Transparent UI elements look impressive for the first 5 minutes, but usability takes a hit fast. Text readability gets worse, notifications become harder to scan quickly, and the entire interface starts feeling overly reflective and distracting. We've already seen this on iOS. Apple can somewhat get away with it because their ecosystem is tightly controlled. On Android, though, where people use different launchers, widgets, icon packs, app designs, a full liquid glass UI would become visual chaos almost instantly. Frosted glass is the better middle ground. You still get depth and a modern look without sacrificing usability in the process. Now, here's something Samsung is reportedly doing with the S27 Ultra that literally nobody saw coming. We want you to stay with us by subscribing and share your valuable feedback through comments. See you in the next video.